Okay, that's Mars. Actual Mars, right there. Half Earth's width. Looks small, doesn't it? But there's no ocean here. That rust equals every continent we have. See that bump on the horizon? Olympus Mons. 22 kilometers of dead volcano. 2.5 Everests. I'm gonna stand on it. First though, down. Straight down through it. 40 kilometers up, and the haze already. Ochre all the way to the curve. No wind noise. There's barely any air. 8 kilometers up now. And that's basically all the atmosphere there is. 0.6% of Earth's pressure. Technically air, practically nothing. Down. Solid ground, first time in months. Jezero Crater, and I barely weigh anything. 38% of Earth's gravity right here. Dust still drops fast. No air holding it. Okay, stop for a second. That cliff behind me, 40 meters. Layers. Stacked, sorted, laid down flat. Only water does that, which is the whole story. Because this used to be a shoreline. A river came through that gap there, dumped into a lake filling this whole crater 3.5 billion years ago. The lake's gone. The rust stayed. That's what the color is, iron oxide. Same chemistry as a rusted nail. A whole planet of it, ground to powder. And it gets everywhere. I mean everywhere. It's electrostatic. It clings to the suit. 6 months out here and I've stopped brushing. You just become a rust-colored person. And there we go, right on cue. Dust devil, maybe 2 kilometers off. They get up to 8 kilometers tall here. Taller than anything Earth has ever made. Anyway, out. Up over the rim. 600 meters of slope, roughly. Then west, out onto open plains. I want to see something move. They leave tracks. Dark scribbles, everywhere. Dust swept off, darker ground underneath. Nobody has ever stood inside one of these. Nobody's ever stood here at all. So, about that name, Red Planet, look up. That sky isn't red, it's butterscotch, dusty caramel, honestly. Every movie you've ever seen lied. Stay for sunset, though. Dust scatters blue light forward, toward you, so the sun goes cold blue. Red days, blue evenings, backwards. Now look up again. That's Phobos, rising in the west. It laps the planet twice a sol. I'll be standing on it. Later. West. 1,500 kilometers of it. Because there's a scratch on this planet you can see from orbit. You've seen the photo. Not like this. There it is, Valles Marineris. 4,000 kilometers, end to end. Lay it on America, coast to coast. And I'm 7 kilometers above the floor. Wait for dawn down there. The floor fills with fog. Real fog. Water ice, condensing overnight in the cold. Gone by mid-morning, every single day. The wall just keeps going. 3 kilometers below the rim, and counting. Layer after layer sliding past. Each band is another chapter. Look at the pale ones. Those pale bands are sulfates, salts. Water sat here, evaporated, left them behind. Standing water, inside this canyon. 7 kilometers of wall, all directions. No trail, no ledge, no way out, and absolutely no sound at all. I love it, I think. Which is the strange part, the quiet. Whoa, there, south wall, going. Those run out 50 kilometers sometimes, and not 1 decibel, nothing. Dust's coming up. Look at me, 1 vertical thing in 200 kilometers. Not a footprint anywhere on this floor. Not one, ever. And that's not haze anymore, that's a wall, coming up the canyon. Storms here can swallow the whole planet. This one's about to swallow me. Okay, here it comes! 100 kilometers an hour, that wind. And it feels like a light breeze. Air's too thin to push anything. Okay, can't see my own hands. Orange, just orange, in every direction. This could last for weeks. So I'm going up, above it. And there, clean light again. The whole storm's underneath me now. And I'm already climbing something huge. I just can't tell yet. Because this is Olympus Mons. The slope averages about 5 degrees. It's a ramp, you'd barely notice. The summit's hidden below the horizon, except at the edge, that. 8 kilometers of cliff, straight up. No route, no ledges, nothing. Good thing I don't have to climb. 6 hours later, the top. That hole is 80 kilometers wide. 6 overlapping pits, 3 kilometers deep. The magma drained, the roof fell. And look what's down there. The storm. I'm above the weather. 12% of the surface pressure here. Thin air, above thin air. Okay, 22 kilometers straight up. Nobody has ever been higher. Anywhere. Not on any world. Ever. And I'm the only one here.
And then the sun goes. The whole storm lit from inside. A planet glowing like a coal. I don't have words. Sorry.
One last stop. Phobos. That's Mars. The whole disk. Escape velocity here? 40 kilometers an hour. Throw a baseball, it never lands. Look at the size of this. And Phobos is falling. Slowly. 1.8 centimeters every year. Someday it shatters. Mars gets a ring.
Not for 50 million years, though. Until then, it just turns. Cold, rusted, silent, and absolutely real. Thanks for coming. See you out there.